Beauty, blindness, and stubbornness. The tale of Alice, David, and Sarah. Once upon a time, in a far-off kingdom, there lived three individuals with unique personalities. Their names were Alice, David, and Sarah. Alice was a stunning woman, with her luscious brown locks cascading down her back, and her captivating blue eyes that could lure any man into her trap. She knew how to manipulate people with her beauty and get what she wanted. However, deep down, she had a heart filled with malice and selfishness. David, on the other hand, was born blind. He couldn't see the world around him, but his heart was pure and full of compassion. Despite his disability, he was always willing to lend a helping hand and put others before himself. Finally, there was Sarah. She was a stubborn woman who refused to budge from her decisions. She was content with her life and never desired anything more than what she already had. However, she sometimes struggled to see things from other people's perspectives. One day, fate brought these three individuals together. They found themselves in a peculiar situation, where they needed to work together to overcome a challenge. As they journeyed on, they started to get to know each other. Alice, being the manipulative person that she was, tried to use her beauty to control the situation. She would bat her eyelashes and try to sway the group's decisions towards her favor. "Come on, guys, let's take the easy way out. We don't need to waste our time on this," she would say in a seductive voice. David, being blind, couldn't see Alice's beauty and was immune to her charms. "I think we should stick to the plan and not take any shortcuts," he would say. "We need to be cautious and not take any unnecessary risks." Sarah, being stubborn, would argue with David. "Why can't we just take the shortcut? We'll save time and be done with this ordeal quickly," she would say. "We don't need to be overly cautious and waste our time on this." As they continued their journey, they encountered numerous challenges. Alice would try to manipulate the situation, but David's pure heart and Sarah's stubbornness kept them on track. Alice started to realize that her beauty wasn't enough to sway the group's decisions, and she felt a twinge of guilt in her heart. One day, they encountered a man who needed their help. His leg was injured, and he couldn't continue on his journey alone. David immediately offered to help, and Sarah reluctantly agreed. Alice was hesitant but didn't want to be left alone, so she followed suit. As they helped the man, Alice started to see the error of her ways. She realized that her beauty could only get her so far and that true beauty lies within one's heart. David, despite being blind, had the purest heart she had ever encountered. Sarah's stubbornness, while frustrating at times, stemmed from her contentment with life and her desire to help others. As they completed their journey, Alice, David, and Sarah had developed a newfound respect for each other. They realized that despite their differences, they were stronger together. Alice learned that true beauty comes from the heart. David saw that people with good hearts could come in all shapes and sizes, and Sarah realized that being stubborn wasn't always a bad thing as long as it was for the greater good. And so, they parted ways, each going on their separate journeys. but the lessons they learned and the memories they shared would stay with them forever. Moral lessons of the story. The story of Alice, David, and Sarah teaches us several valuable lessons about life. Firstly, beauty and charm can only take you so far in life. It is the goodness and purity of our hearts that truly matter. Therefore, always strive to cultivate kindness, compassion, and empathy towards others. Secondly, disabilities do not define a person's character. David, despite being blind, had a heart full of goodness and compassion. It's essential to recognize people's abilities and not focus on their disabilities or shortcomings. Finally, it's important to have an open mind and be willing to see things from different perspectives. Sarah's stubbornness sometimes caused conflict, but it also came from her contentment with life and her desire to help others. Therefore, always be willing to listen to others' opinions and be open to different ideas. In conclusion, the story of Alice, David, and Sarah reminds us to focus on developing our inner beauty, recognize people's abilities, and be open to different perspectives. By doing so, we can lead a fulfilling and successful life, both personally and professionally.